ONGC, a major player in India's oil and gas sector, extracts oil through a multi-step process involving exploration, drilling and production. So first we go with exploration, okay? So the geological surveys. ONGC conducts extensive geological surveys to identify potential hydrocarbon bearing areas. That is they use seismic techniques to map underground rock formation and locate the potential oil and gas reservoirs. So, in a simple way, let's imagine the earth as a giant layer cake. So, the deep inside there are pockets of oil like hidden treasure. So, ONGC is a company that knows how to find and extract this treasure. So, here is a simplified version of the process, that is finding the treasure. So, the geologists, these are like a treasure hunters who study maps and clues about where the oil might be. So, they use a special machine to send sound waves into the ground. The echo helps them figure out where the oil is hidden. Okay, so this is like easier method, we can understand how they do seismic surveys like that. And then drilling rigs. So ONGC utilizes advanced drilling rigs to penetrate the earth's surface and reach the reservoir. So there is a drilling process. So drilling involves rotating a drill bit into the ground, removing rock cuttings and inserting a casing to stabilize the well bore. So drilling for a treasure. So these are like a giant drills that bore into the earth. So the drill bit cuts through layers of rock until it reaches the oil pocket. Okay, like in an imagination story. So just to understand. And then production. So once the reservoir is reached, the well is completed by installing a production tubing and perforating the casing to allow oil and gas to flow. So there are some production methods like primary recovery. Natural pressure from the reservoir forces the oil and gas to surface. And the secondary recovery is like water or gas is injected into the reservoir to enhance the pressure and increase the oil recovery. And there is a tertiary recovery, that is an advanced techniques like chemical injection or thermal methods are used to extract the additional oil. Okay, so in a simple terms, it was like bringing the treasure up. Okay, once the oil is reached, it pumps to the surface. So okay, like it is a processing the oil. The raw oil is cleaned and refined to make different products. Okay, like gasoline, diesel, and other fuels. Okay, so remember it's a complex process, but the basic idea is to find the oil, drill for it, and bring it to the surface. Okay, and then we will understand some more important techniques, operations, like that is an offshore operations. So for offshore exploration and production, ONGC employs specialized platforms and vessels. Okay, there is an offshore drilling rigs. These rigs are designed to operate in deep water environments, and then there is a floating production, storage and offloading FPSO vessels. So these vessels process and store and offload the oil and gas from the offshore fields. Okay, and they also give importance to environment. So what are the environmental considerations? So ONGC prioritizes the environmental sustainability throughout its operations. So they implement measures to minimize impact on environment like waste management. So the proper disposal of drilling waste and produced water is happening there, and there is a spill prevention and response. So there is a rigorous safety protocols to prevent the oil spills. And then there is a biodiversity conservation, that is like they are protecting the marine and terrestrial ecosystem as well. Okay, so these are some of understanding how they work. So many oil fields are located in very deep waters, that is far from land. So it is also difficult to build traditional platforms in such deep waters. Like so FPSOs can be moved to different oil fields as needed, making them more flexible than fixed platforms. So FPSO is also like a versatile and efficient solution for producing, storing, transporting oil from offshore locations. Okay, so we have seen FPSO, right? So what is a FPSO? Let us understand. Okay, so imagine FPSO as a giant floating oil refinery. Okay, it is a massive ship that's anchored in the middle of ocean near an underwater oil field. So this ship has several important jobs. Okay, like producing oil. It is connected to underwater pipeline that brings raw oil from the seabed. Okay, and then this oil, this is processed. So once the oil reaches the ship, it is cleaned and processed to remove the impurities. Okay, and after removing, what happens? We have to store it, right? So the processed oil is stored in huge tanks inside the ship. Okay, and then offloading oil. So when the tanks are full, the oil is transferred to other ships called tankers. So okay, these tankers then carry the oil to refineries on the land.